What's up, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to do something not different, but I wanted to do my own research and give you guys what I found. I wanted to see if exactly PGX really does sell as much as people say that it sells less than CGC. I've heard, 30%, 20%, anywhere from 15 up to 40% less, and I was like, that just seems a little. Well, it maybe true, maybe not. So I just wanted to do a little research myself and show you what I found. I just took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 comics that I thought would be a range. I don't think I have any Silver Age issues in there, so maybe that would be a big variance between CGC and PGX. Um, so don't hold me. I mean, hold me to it because this is what I found. This is strictly off eBay, which I feel is the biggest comic book store in the world by far. And if you want to know a fair value for a comic, that's where you'd go. At least that's where I go to look for a fair value of a comic. So let me. I don't know if you guys can read my sorry sloppy handwriting here, but so I just picked comics. Some of them I got back. I was like, well, what could I sell it if I sold it? What if I had a CGC? What if I had a PGX? Am I really going to lose that much money on it just because I got it graded PGX, which I have no problems with grading it with PGX. I think they grade them just about the same as any other grading service. So I wanted to see if the general public thought that way. If you needed to sell your comic, could you get as much? In general, what I found is no. Like CGC is still, you're going to make about, I would say about 10 to 15% would be what you would make on profit. But then you got to consider time value of money, so that extra 2 months or 2 to 3 months that you're losing money because, well, not losing money, but in theory you are losing money because a dollar today is worth less tomorrow than it is today. So in theory you are losing a little bit of money between that 2 to 3 months that you're not getting your money. You see what I'm saying? Like, for example, if I shipped out the same book, same price today to PGX and the CGC. Well, PGX I would get it 2 to 3 months faster on average back than I would with CGC. So whatever I could sell it for that day, I could invest for those 2 to 3 months. Now, is it going to be a big difference? Probably not. But still, you could get that $1,000 that you sold that comic book from and then reinvest it in another comic book or 2 to 3 comic books instead of waiting that 2 to 3 months. Now, is that worth it to you to make an extra 10 to 15%? That's up to you. I just wanted to show you what I found. So we can go through them if you want. So first book was a Suicide Squad #1, the New 52. Found a graded 9.8. Another thing before I get started, sorry, let me backtrack. My thoughts are all over the place here. So before I get started, it was kind of hard to find some PGX books graded that were graded roughly within the same time or sold within the same time frame, because I didn't want 4 or 5 months to go by before a PGX book sold was a 9.6 sold in October, but there wasn't another a 9.6 of CGC. The last one was sold in January, so I wanted to try to get them within the at least a month of each other, so I could have roughly about the same time frame and same grade. That was kind of hard with PGX because there's just not a lot out there. I mean, CGC, you can find whatever grade you want in pretty much whatever book you want because that's what everybody goes by. So this is what I found with the last sold for each book matching the same grade. Like I said, a little difficult, and again, I didn't do any Silver Age, so there may be a bigger variance there than what I'm showing here. So first book is Suicide Squad #1. That's the new 52 when I just got back. The last CGC sold was $276. The last PGX sold was a $277, but it was a best offer. So I contacted the guy and he said he sold it for $240. So that's a $36 variance, but you got to factor in the cost. It's much less cheaper. It is cheaper to get it graded by PGX and CGC. I didn't break them down because CGC's books are kind of hard to follow for the grading. So I just did a $15 variance between the two companies for all the books here. So now your $36 profit drops down to a $11 profit. So taking that into account, you add a profit percentage greater if you'd have sold the CGC book of 9.25%. So you made more, almost 10% more selling the CGC book. And as you see, you can go down the list to Batman #1, New 52. And then I pulled out some older ones. Spider-Man 129, Spider-Man 300, New Teen Titans #2. And then I went for some books that are going to be hot within the next couple months. Batman Adventures, Batgirl Adventures 12, First Harley Quinn, and New Mutants 98, First Deadpool. So you can see, on average, you're going to get like $30 or $40 more, $30 to $50 more. That one's $50 roughly. But that's only $5. And actually, PGX sold more with Spider-Man 300. So it's not, perception really doesn't follow reality when it comes to PGX. Everybody's like, oh, you're going to get less. Yes, on average, you're going to get less. But you're not going to get 30 to 40% less. That's major money. But for me, when I'm talking 50, 60 bucks, that's worth it for me to get my book back 2 to 3 months earlier with CGC. So it's just my opinion. That's what I found with my research. Like I said, you really need more than just what I found, but I just went with the last sold and the last 4 or 5 books I could think of that I thought would be a good representation of books that are new, modern, going to be hot, are hot, have always been hot. Spider-Man 300 is always going to be a hot book. So I just wanted to show you guys what I found. That, perception sort of follows reality, but not really. It's definitely not 20 or 30% less. Unless that's the big difference in the Silver Age. And I haven't done the Silver Age. It's probably going to be harder to find some PGX books graded in Silver Age, I'm guessing. But I can do that. But I just wanted to show you what I wanted to share with you what I found. Hope you guys can make a more informed decision about what you would get your books graded. Like I said, it always comes down to personal preference. For me, I'd rather get my books back within 3 weeks than wait 3 months. That's just me. Plus the customer service I had with PGX was outstanding. So I'm probably going to always go with them. And that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave some comments down below. Let me know if I've, let me know what guys will let me go. Oh my goodness. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy hunting and peace out.